for the record, we try not to fight when we record. But for this solar return, Mars and our moon are squaring in the
conjunct
in
Gemini.
Conjunct in Gemini. See? So we've been fighting a little bit more recently.
I actually saw an astrologer at the beginning of the year that was like, I sense you and your sibling are having a lot of issues with communication and maybe there's a lot of tension. And I was like, yeah, actually,
centered around tone.
Yeah. And he was like, it's centered around tone. And I'm like, this is exactly why we're in therapy. How did you know? And he was like, well, the moon and Mars are conjunct in Gemini, which is communication and siblings. And anyways, yeah, that was really interesting. So I was like, wow.
Yeah. You talk a little bit louder too. You're a little low. Anyways, welcome back, Double Teamed fam. How are we doing?
I was peeking a lot. That might have been too close.
Okay, welcome back, Double Teamed fam. How are we doing today? There's that better.
I'll see which one works best during post edit.
Anyways, so today
we're doing a short and sweet Q&A episode.
Yep, because we forgot.
No story times. A live show is literally tomorrow. And we've got a lot of shit to do. So, okay.
We've been stressed.
And which usually makes us fight more.
Yeah, that's true.
I shouldn't say fight. Argue, bicker. Like, we don't, we're not like duking it out, Okay, so one of our lovely listeners wrote in. He was like, what did he say? Oh, he has a keen question. When you are being a dom, how concerned are you about hurting your partner too much? I'm asking because I'm kind of fixated on it and it seems to be a significant impediment to exploring my interests. I say you need to trust your submissive that they'll let you know and communicate when they've started to reach their limit. For example, if you use a yellow or if you use a number system or whatever that may be, like, you got to trust that your sub will communicate it. And if they don't, definitely have some discussions around that. But also, just in the beginning, as you're exploring this dynamic, be super communicative about pain levels, desired levels, etc. Start a little bit and be like, what are you at? And maybe they're like at a 4, and then you ask them, where do you want to be? And they're like, okay, I want to be at a 5, or I want to be at a 3. And that lets you know, okay, I can amp it up a little bit, or I can dial it back. So those were some of the tactics I remember that my doms used that I really liked. And I've used that before as well with other submissives, in like topping situations. So something that I would recommend there. But yeah, I think it's just a matter of like communication. What are you reading?
I was reading the questions. Okay.
I already answered the question.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, you're right. I should never put in my input. You're right.
Okay, sorry. What was your input?
No,
you haven't dommed.
Well, no, but I have topped.
Okay, so
and I know quite a bit about impact play, especially as a sub.
Okay, so what methods do you use? Are you going to say the same ones I said? Because I already said them.
Yeah, it's fine. Just whatever Nikki says works. Also, for whoever submitted this question, I was just going to say thank you for sending these questions in. I will keep you updated on all things.
And thank you for the lovely message. Another question that they had, same person submitting. What are your policies on red receipts? Have red receipts ever been an issue in a relationship for either of you?
I can answer this because I actually have mine on for everyone. I have my red receipts on for everyone.
So do I.
So, do you?
Yeah, I do.
I know you have them on for me.
No, I turn them on for everybody.
Anyways, if I don't want to read your message, I will delete it.
Really? You can do that?
Yeah, then they don't see that you read it.
Wait, I didn't know that.
But
so you just like delete the whole thread?
Yeah, but that's with like people that like it doesn't matter to me to keep the thread. Obviously with like the people, like for example, I have some text threads that have not been deleted since day one. Nikki being one of them, my mom, my ex-partner,
my ex-husband,
and my current partner / boyfriend. I have not deleted those texts. And my,
well, probably because you read the messages.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Our family thread. My thing on red receipts, and let me look at the question one more time.
What's your policy? I don't have a policy on them. However,
it's not a policy. And here's one thing.
It's a preference for me.
For me, it's a preference. I also, just because I understand that everybody has different day-to-day schedules. So like if I know that I have my read receipts on. If I open a message, I will try to respond to it as soon as I open it. I don't want to open it and leave them on read and then be like, fuck, you know. And I've done that before. And then I usually apologize. Like, hey, sorry, I didn't mean to leave you on read for 2 days. I was just really busy. But generally I like to respond fairly quickly. Now, of course, like, yeah, there comes times when, like, for example, my current partner, he'll read my message, but then he has shit to do and he can't respond till later. And that's totally fine. So I think when it comes to read receipts, you just have to understand the time when a person sees your message to the time that they get to respond might vary person to person. And not to take it personally or internalize it if you think they left you out. Now, if someone, like, truly leaves you on read, like, I'm sorry. But again, that just kind of gives you a hint whether they're into you or not.
I don't have a policy on it, but I definitely have a preference. So like if they have their read receipts on, that is a big bonus for me. Because if they don't have their read receipts on, like, and it's been 3 days, I'm going to assume you read it, but I just want to know, like, when you read it. Chances are it was probably within like 5 minutes of receiving it.
No, exactly. And that's the thing about, like, you know, not having read receipts on is, like, I know you read it at some point. So, like, whether you choose to respond to it or not, like, yeah. Okay.
I will say one of my friends with benefits has his read receipts on sporadically. Sometimes he turns them off and I'm like, ooh, you must be seeing someone.
Actually, yeah.
Wait, hold on. Can I continue?
Hold on. Before you continue, I'll say something. If you have your read receipts on and then you turn them off, red flag. That's a big red flag. I'm sorry. Like, red flag. Why are you going back on
Why
this?
did you turn them off?
Like,
why did you need to go?
What are you hiding?
What are you hiding? I just want to know. And then I have actually called one of my friends with benefits out when he turned them off and then back on and then off again and then on again. I was like, what is this, like, back and forth with the read receipts?
Yeah.
I told him, I'm like, for me, leave them the fuck on. We've been seeing each other 2 years. Like, we know each other well enough. Like, I know you leave me on read all the time. You know, you don't respond to some messages when you don't want to. Leave them on. I don't give a shit.
For example, one time I accidentally turned my read receipts off with my ex-partner, and, like, he called it out immediately. He was like,
all hell broke loose.
He was like, why are your read receipts off now? And I was like, oh, fuck, I didn't even notice. Sorry, dude. And I turned them back on.
Yeah, but I have them on. I don't know. I feel like sometimes I can't respond either, but, like, I want people to know that, like, I've seen their message and, like, I'll get to it when I get to it. Okay, now to the Q&A from our Instagram.
Guys, please stop asking us about rimming. You already know we like rimming. We're pro rimming. Really love anyone who's pro rimming. Clean your butt. I have a great story about this, by the way.
Wait, what's the story?
It was just a really cute moment.
I actually had a dream I was rimming a girl the other night, and it was really hot. And I had, like, not dreamed about rimming, and I was like, okay, here we are. Let's explore it. Okay, what was the funny story?
So the funny story is the other day, my boyfriend and I were hooking up in my room, and we paused to take a break, and, like, I was, like, licking, like, his taint and his balls, and, like, we've talked about, like, you know, rimming before. Both parties, receiving and giving, because we're both fans, and it was the cutest thing. So, like, we go into the bathroom, I forgot what it was, to, like, get lube or something, I can't remember, and he was like, wait, did you, like, want to eat my ass? And I was like, yeah, maybe. And, like, he takes a napkin and, like, wipes his butt again. And it was, like, I thought the cutest thing, which, like, of course, like, he was already clean down there, like, both showered, whatever. But, like, I just found that to be, like, so cute. I don't know, like, why.
Bonus points if he had used, like, a baby wipe.
No, exactly. But I just, like, I thought that was so freaking adorable. Like, you know, I always appreciate a dude who, like, takes care of their, like, butt and their asshole. Because, like, men, sometimes y'all really need to do that. Like, whether it's shaving or trimming or just, like, you know, keeping the area neat, like, he does that, and I really appreciate it. So anyways, Nikki, where'd you go?
I needed lotion on my arms.
Okay, Nikki took a quick lotion break.
Well, my
Anyway,
arms
so
look
yeah.
ashy as fuck.
When it comes to the Q&As, we got like 4 questions about rimming, and we get questions about rimming every single time. And just
I'm
to let
like-
you know, we're big fans of rimming. I don't think we need to go over it
We
anymore.
had a clip about rimming go viral. 1.2 million people. So I mean, talk about how much I love rimming. So, okay. We also get a lot of questions about OnlyFans. We don't have spicy content on our Patreon. I think there's like an ass pic of Cammy from like a sex party, and
You can, if you want to find the spiciest content we'll post, will be either on Patreon or on Sunroom.
but we don't have OnlyFans.
That's it.
Yeah. We got a surprising number of questions on body branding. I'm not someone that has
What
experimented.
is that? Like,
So it
The
creates
iron?
like a, yeah, but like it creates a scar because it burns the skin. So it's not like a tattoo, but it's like a similar sentiment. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's my understanding of body branding. So
I knew a couple that branded each other.
who?
When I worked at Chili's in college.
And what did the scar look like? I've never seen it.
Well,
on
they
someone.
used fucking razor blades.
That's not branding. That's cutting.
Okay, well, it was like, and they were so proud of it too. And I'm like, it was like the worst little like like they wrote each other's names by like cutting it into their skin, and it left like a thin white. I did not like it. I don't know. I mean, when it comes to like body branding, like, man,
I think for
just
me,
get a tattoo.
No, not even that.
They can be
Honestly,
removed.
They can be removed. And I'm sure like, the skin regenerates. I think it's like every 7 years. You have a completely new set of skin, something like that. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a scientist. However, so I don't know, maybe the scar will fade over time. I guess it depends on like how deep you go with the branding or the burn. I don't know much about it, but what I will say is it'd have to be a really fucking special person for me to tattoo them, brand them, or marry them. So
Yep.
that's just my personal take
All
on
right,
it.
nah, you're so dramatic on the mirroring, but yes. Okay, one of the questions that I really liked was someone said, I really fucked up and manipulated someone. It was when my mental health was bad. How do I make it up to them or get them back? If not, how to move on? It's been a year.
Oh, wow. Well, that's tough.
I think,
I mean, we don't have the context of the situation.
or how you manipulated them, but I think it's important to note that like everyone fucks up. Now, that doesn't excuse what you did, but in terms of like, letting it go for yourself and keeping your side of the street clean, if you haven't apologized to the person, do so. And then also, with yourself, just kind of look at the situation, be like, hey, what did I do wrong here? Why did I do this? How can I prevent I'm in a better place now. You said it was because your mental health was bad. I'm assuming now if it's in a good place, but just thinking future tense, whatever, like, okay, how can I prevent myself from doing this again if I find myself in a low point again or something like that? So I think,
Well, in my opinion, so for example, I had a Friends with Benefits that we used to have a lot of arguments about my non-monogamy because like he knew about it, was very like cool with it.
did he think it was manipulation?
Or no. I guess, well, I should put it this way. He was cool with it until he started getting feelings for me. And then he really, really struggled with insecurities and like with wondering like why I was seeing him, essentially, like all these things. And so, he would like, most of the time it was great, but sometimes he would have these like random episodes of just like lashing out at me and like bottling up his emotions and like, ignoring me because he like didn't want to talk to me and blah, blah, blah. And so at one point we decided like, okay, maybe this isn't healthy. Like, let's just take a break and like kind of, I guess like end things essentially. And then, during our break or whatever, he started going to therapy. He started journaling. He finally started using the journal that I gave him. He started doing a lot of inner work. And then one day he was like, hey, I'd really like to talk to you. And I hadn't heard from him in like months. And I was like, okay. And so I went over there and he basically just like apologized for everything that he did. He was like, look, I wasn't in a healthy place. I lashed out at you for reasons that I shouldn't have. I didn't treat you fairly. Da 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 da. And I was just like so touched by his apology, but also like I really started to see all the work that he was doing in therapy and to like better himself and like improve, his mental health. So I think like showing them what you've done to get yourself out of that space and like showing them the growth that you've achieved can be like a really great way to put actions to the words, and also actions to, you know, the apologies and like whatever it is that you've said, and like, you know, changing the patterns, because now, you know, him and I are at a place where we can like, you know, be friends again. And like, he knows I have other partners. Every once in a while we sleep together, but like he doesn't lash out like he used to. He's like in a much healthier place. He even asked if I wanted to be in a relationship, a non-monogamous one. I'm just not ready for that. I talked to you guys about that. But anyways, so like I said, actions, show them your growth would be my
That's
final,
a great point. Yep.
Okay. Ooh, someone said, how do I build trust with a dom while keeping non-monogamous boundaries? I am 42 and new to kink. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would say like with communication, and through your actions too, you know, show them that you're going to uphold those boundaries, show them that you're going to be willing to have the conversations about like how those boundaries affect you, how your non-monogamy affects your dynamic, I don't know, that one I feel like I need a little bit more context. But I wish you well in it. And yeah, just open lines of question? How do I build trust with a dom while keeping non-monogamous boundaries?
Yeah, I mean, trust takes time. Just take it slow.
Yeah, take it slow. And
I
also,
would say have really deep conversations about what you two are wanting to accomplish out of this, what you're looking, you know, what are you wanting to feel during sessions? What are you wanting to explore? But take it really slow.
Someone asked, have you tried a golden shower? I've had people pee on me in the shower, which I really enjoy.
Same.
But I've never tried it in a dry setting. I'd be curious to try it in a dry setting.
I'm the type of person that I only like to get wet when I want to get wet. Like if it's raining and I'm not ready to get wet, then I don't want to be out there, you know? So
that's what I'm saying. Like
when it comes to like a guy peeing on me,
it'd have to be someone that I really like.
I'd probably have to be really turned on.
Yeah, I'd have to be really turned on.
But like
it would
shower,
be hot if it was like 3 really hot dudes peeing on me.
Shower peeing, oh, so hot. I love it. I feel like I'm
trying to think marked. if I would be cool with a woman peeing on me.
Someone said, how do I introduce BDSM into my life if I've never had sex or been in a relationship? I'm 19. Man, slow down.
You slow down. However, I mean, I
understand.
I love the enthusiasm. There is a way to approach kink without sex or romantic relationships involved.
Reading books.
Start with topping.
But they've also never had sex or been in a relationship.
Yeah, but they can still flog someone and explore power exchanges that aren't sexual.
Yeah,
but I would start with.
I'm just remembering me at 19. My first recommendation is start reading books about BDSM.
Yeah, start with education. And if you don't like books, there are a lot of podcasts. Ask a Sub. Shit, what are some of the other kinky pods?
American Sex.
Yeah.
Covers kink.
I mean, there are a lot of them, but I'm like suddenly blanking.
Yeah.
But there are also a lot of creators.
Hours.
Yeah. There are a lot of creators on TikTok.
Yeah. Oh, I really like this question. I'm infatuated with my best friend. Which one is this? Oh, I'm truly infatuated with one of my two. What?
You're like right here.
Sorry. Okay. With one of my two best friends who are engaged to each other. Help. Oh, sis. Keep that a fantasy.
Keep that a fantasy.
Unless they propose a threesome with you and you don't want to ruin the friendship. I mean, unless it's
I guarantee you the sex wouldn't be as bomb as you think it would be.
Yeah, I think a lot of the times, and this is something that Nadej has really like helped me see. And we've talked about this on our episodes with Nadej before, but like a lot of the times your fantasies and like your infatuations are just that. Fantasies and infatuations, and you might not actually like how it becomes in real life. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, my advice there, if you want to keep the friendship and these people are monogamous, I would steer clear.
If they're non-monogamous, and
approach slowly,
and keep in mind that it could forever alter the friendship.
Yeah, I mean, because like Nikki and I have said before, we have friends that we fuck and friends that we don't fuck. And the don't fuck friends are never going into the fuck friends list.
Yeah.
Because that would truly alter the relationship.
And I don't want to
exactly. Yeah, no. So,
someone asked, what is your favorite way to be approached by a man? Okay, if you're a guy and you want to approach a girl at a bar or anywhere, I think my best advice would be to like, I don't know. I try not to start off with anything that's like outside of your comfort zone. So for example, like if you're not someone that like is really like smooth and suave and like charismatic, like don't try to go for like a pickup line that like, you know, you heard on a TikTok and now you're like, okay, I'm going to try this and see if it works. But like, I'm kind of a nervous person. Like it's not going to go over well. Like just be yourself. But honestly, like I love it when a guy actually like strikes up a conversation about like, you know, something that interests me, which you're not going to know what interests me just looking at me. But, you know, depending on the environment, you could probably gauge.
it's funny because the other day, Nikki and I were at the gym and we were at the counter buying a protein shake.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the guys that we always see there, like,
That's a personal trainer.
Yeah, that's a personal trainer. We both had, like, our earbuds in listening to music, and he, like, comes up between us, and I like, moved out of the way. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I you know, like, are we in your way? Like, I didn't realize he was trying to talk to us. I'm over here, like, panicking because, like, you know, I thought we were getting in his way of, like, getting to the desk. And he was just like, hey, you know, I always see y'all around here.
What are your names? Yeah.
What are your names? Like,
we were like, hey, me, Nikki. And he was like, what are y'all doing? And, you know, we just, you know, or what are y'all working out?
So we just started up a conversation.
Yeah. So smooth, easy. Yeah.
One of the things that you can do, now this is very straightforward, but it at least cuts to that awkward, I have a boyfriend line, is if you're at a bar and you want to approach a girl, you can just walk up to her, and this one guy told me this is what he does every time, and it works every time. He would just walk up to a girl and be like, hi, are you single? And then depending on their answer, if they said no, he'd follow up with, well, I'd love to talk to you and get to know you, are you okay with that? And then they go from there.
Love that. So, also keep in mind like how close you are when you approach them.
Yes,
I cannot
do not
get too close. I can't stand it when a guy gets too close, and like, you know, unless you're Idris Elba, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Don't touch me anywhere without like me kind of like initiating that maybe like, I'm okay with that.
It needs to be at minimum like this much. Arm's length. Why? Because anything closer than that and it comes off creepy.
It comes off creepy and it comes
now,
off like
unless you're like at a club and it's absolutely fucking packed.
That's a little different.
But even then, absolutely.
Like I've seen guys like at the club that like, you know, they kind of come up to you, but they still kind of like lean away a little bit. So
but if they're coming in, like,
yeah.
Hey girl, what's you doing? YouTube soda. It's too forward.
It makes me want to like back the fuck up.
And for us, I don't know if it's because we're like air signs, but like
I need space.
I
don't even like when my partners touch me in public, to be honest.
I love PDA, so it's different for me.
I'm not a big PDA person. I really have to like the person to like be okay with some level of PDA. I'm discovering that there are a lot of things that I'm just like, I have to really like you to be okay with it. But
another question was, can you come back from cheating? Is it once a cheater, always a cheater? I hate this phrase, once a cheater, always a cheater.
I've cheated before.
It is so situational. Yeah. I've cheated on a partner that I was with for 2 years. And I didn't cheat on a partner that I was with for 4 years. You know, like,
it's like same. And I feel like for me, what it was is like, it was a matter of finally like learning how to like communicate my needs and communicate
keep going.
Communicate my needs, communicate if I like felt that, you know, there was like something that wasn't being met or something that like was causing me to like have those feelings. But also, you know, I guess in my non-monogamy journey, cheating looks a little bit different. But like, I feel like if there's a lot of communication around like boundaries and such, then it like really kind of alleviates the pressure or the idea of being cheating. However, I do think you can come back from it. I think you can grow from it.
Well, not even like just non-monogamy, but also like thinking of monogamous relationships. I think the important part is, at the end of the day, what's going to prevent you from cheating, quote unquote, is A, get really clear on what the other person's definition of cheating is. B, get really clear on your boundaries and how you communicate what you need. Because those two things right there will prevent any cheating situation. C, like at the end of the day, it's also motive.
And also get really clear on each other's needs.
Yeah, clear on each other's needs. And it is kind of on motive because, you know, you can love someone, but if they continually like cross a boundary or not meet a need that you've spoken about, that probably gives you more, you know, want to go explore something else. So yeah, you have to be able to communicate what you need, and then they have to be able to, I don't know, give it to you. And
but also negotiate if they can or cannot give it to you.
Yeah, negotiate.
Like, have that discussion.
But
I know, you know, Cammy always says I sound so transactional, but like relationships are so much a negotiation.
No, it is. I never said they weren't. They are.
Stand
absolutely.
up for yourself, you know.
But I really don't like the phrase "once a cheater, always a cheater" because it is very much situational and based on the person and based on the relationship. You know, I think the more you grow and the more you're able to speak on your needs and your, you know, your wants and your boundaries, the better your relationship is going to be. So. And then
hope that helps. Okay, a new partner wants to explore anal sex. What are the best ways to prep physically? Ashley Manta has an anal booty course. What does she call it? Booty Boss Queen? I can't remember. Anyways, Ashley Manta, I'll link it in the bio. You can check it out there. But also, my best advice for all of it is prep the sphincters. So, you know, take a lot of time preparing the area with like a vibrator, fingers, you know, lube, lots and lots of lube, preferably silicone, and relaxing, breathing, communication. Those things are all going to really help you throughout anal.
Someone said I asked you a question a few weeks back, but I didn't get a response. I'm really sorry if we don't get to respond to your questions. Sometimes we get an influx and it's hard to get to all of them. But also, if your question was like, do you like finger banging? I don't know.
Okay, what color are we wearing to the live show? I'm in pink. Cammy's in plum. I don't know what Steph is wearing, but we love pink and purple, so anything of that variation.
How do you overcome or work through the jealousy that comes up naturally in an open relationship?
Actually, I'm going to discuss that at the live show.
You talk about it.
So, but also you got to face your jealousy and you got to get to
the
root cause of it. So,
which is funny because I've come up on that recently.
Jealousy always boils down to normally, you know, fear of something, fear of loss, fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of,
actually that's what I was talking about that with, my new boyfriend and actually his wife as well. We were discussing it at a sex party the other day. Funny enough, but because she said that she was like, I don't think it's jealousy. I think it just comes down to fear. And then we got, we were not cuddling. We were just like talking and someone came up and disrupted the conversation. But it is true. Jealousy does boil down to a fear of something. And you have to be able to face that for yourself.
And discuss it.
Yep.
What's Nikki's take on face sitting? Like, do I sit on other people's faces? Hell yeah. Do I like it when people sit on my face? Hell yeah. So I am pro face sitting. Coming out to your family, friends as non-monogamous. I know this person. Hey, love you. It feels a lot like coming out as a different sexual orientation. And some people are going to be cool with it. Some people are going to be projecting a lot of their insecurities onto you because of it. Some people just, you know, may not agree with it, but will hopefully at least still be respectful of it. You never know what you're going to get, but I don't know, live your life. You know, life's too short to try and hide parts of ourselves. And so I stopped doing that a long time ago. Let them know. What's the worst they can do? If they don't want to talk to you anymore, then they're just, you know, maybe they weren't really meant to be in your life.
Also, I'm sorry, but you don't need to have your parents be proud of you and, you know, approve of your actions if you're over the age of 18.
And that's one thing that I was thinking about the other day. You know, like in our comment section all the time, people are like, your parents must be so proud because, you know, we have a podcast where we talk about our sex lives extensively. And, you know, maybe to some people that's like, you know, vulgar and not like a thing that your parents would be proud of. And I was thinking about it. I love my parents dearly. I'm very thankful that they put me on this earth. I appreciate their DNA and the work that they put into trying to raise me to be a good human. I think they did a phenomenal job. However, I'm not on this earth to solely please them. Like, I think if that was the point, like if that's what all of us came here on this earth to do, it'd be a pretty sad existence, because, you know, they've got their own shit that they're dealing with. At the end of the day, they're humans too. So for me, you know, do I want to make them proud? Yes. Do I want to be someone, you know, that they, you know, look at all the stuff that I put in my content and everything, and they're like, oh my God, love it. You know, even actually, I hope they don't listen to it ever. But regardless.
Yeah, like, where are you going with that?
You're right. At the end of like, would I love for them to be proud of me? Yes, I do think my mother is proud of me. However, I don't seek their like validation in that form, because like, I'm proud of me and I'm doing what makes me happy. And, you know, when I see my mom that she's just happy that I'm doing what makes me happy, then that for me is enough.
Yeah, I was going to say, I spent the better half of all my college years trying to make my parents proud, and it just made me depressed. So, because all I wanted was validation. So, give that to yourself.
Someone said, I'm afraid to go to a sex party because there might be yucky people seeing me fuck.
I saw that one too, and I'm sorry, but that's ego. That is all ego. I don't even know what your definition of yucky people is, but if you're talking about like if someone's yucky because they're not like the standard beauty model that people go by,
or you don't find them attractive,
like
chances are, like, when you go to a sex party, you're not going to find every single person attractive, and they might be watching you fuck.
Exactly.
And so, like, maybe you shouldn't be there if, like, you're afraid to have someone that you're not attracted to watch you have sex. So, I mean, I get it, you know, sometimes, like, that's a tough one just because, like, maybe it makes us feel uncomfortable if we're not attracted to them. I don't necessarily relate to that. I don't want to say you're not valid in your feeling here, but I'm just saying, like, maybe do a deep dive and try to understand you know, why they might be yucky and why that bothers you.
I will say one thing that I really appreciated about attending sex parties, because you do see a variety of bodies, body types, you know, whatever may be. And it's really made me look at beauty very differently.
You can find beauty in just about every body.
Exactly.
You know, I've definitely like seen people at sex parties that like normally, and I've watched them have sex, and normally, you know, they're not my, you know, type, or they're not someone that I'd be attracted to, but like in that moment I'm watching them have sex with someone else, and like you see the beauty in it, and you see like you see their body differently in a way. So I don't, keep an open mind maybe.
So I guess, I don't know, like when I go to sex parties, I see a room full of people that, you know, are all there really cool with each other, watching each other fuck. I never think like, oh, I don't want that person watching me. Also, I really hate the use of the word yucky.
Someone asked, how does a 50-plus-year-old keep the ladies interested? I don't know.
Good communication, respect,
maturity. How old is Idris Elba?
And just overall being a good person.
Idris Elba's 50 and he keeps me interested. So age is but a number. Okay.
I think at the end of the day, when it really comes down to attraction is like the energy you exude. I really like started tapping into like,
I'm huge on energy.
If I feel good around the people that, you know, I'm with, then I know like.
Someone asked how to get over a karmic relationship. Try what's the candle tie ritual?
I was gonna say, get a witch involved.
Get a witch involved. Someone asked polymono relationships, recipe for disaster or nah. I think they can work. However,
wait, what does that even mean?
Like one person is polyamorous, the other is monogamous.
I think we've had a few people.
And it makes you feel better by default. I've had that happen with like two of my friends with benefits. It can work. However, it requires a shit ton of communication.
It always comes down to communication.
And also comprehension, okay? Like, you know, and also just like really understanding if everyone's needs are being met. Because and making sure that, you know, at every step of the way, everyone feels comfortable in what is going on. But I really do think they can work. My boyfriend of 2 years broke up with me last night. I've never felt so connected to someone. I am very sorry. Breakups suck. But someone that's gone through a lot of breakups consensually, let me just say, the pain will pass. and it'll be okay. And can you please move Great Wind? Something that I love to do after a breakup. Repeat to yourself every morning, love will find me. And it will. And it did. So
one of my favorite quotes from Danny that I always love to recite is, what's meant for me will always find me.
And what is meant for me will not pass me.
Yes, that's the quote. There we go.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think.
Yeah.
What is meant for you will not pass. Love will find you. Keep an open heart and just be yourself. Let me see. Do we have any others? I feel like we're just like, and I apologize if this is going at a really fast pace. But I do have a doctor's appointment I got to get to.
Yeah, and I have to get to work.
And also, what about cooking? Ooh, how do I ask him the what are we question? Keep this anonymous, please. Girl, I'm not going to out you.
Hey, what are we going to do? Say your Instagram?
Okay, No, I'm kidding. Here is how I would approach the what are we question if I want to ask it. And I want to frame it in a way where it doesn't come off as the what are we question. I would go into it saying, hey, I really like you. I really like the time that we've been spending together. I really would like to get an understanding of where your energy is at and where your feelings are so that I can gauge how to proceed as we continue with this relationship in terms of my emotional involvement.
Can you repeat that? Just repeat it one more time.
Okay, so let them know, like, hey, I'm really enjoying the time we're spending together. I really value our, like, whatever it is that you have, like a friendship. I really like the sex, whatever it is. I'd really like to understand how you're feeling and where your, head or heart is at so that I can get a better understanding of, like, how to move forward with this connection from an emotional standpoint.
I like that. It's not bad. I would just
say... It's a
say,
really roundabout way of asking what are we, but it makes you sound very educated. It makes you sound like you have your shit together, and it makes you sound like you're just wanting to know how they're feeling about everything and how they believe you should proceed.
I was going to say...
And if that question stumps them, sis.
Same. I think another way of saying that could also be just, hey, I'm really enjoying our time together. I'd like to know where you're at and how you'd like to move forward.
Okay. That'll do.
Woo! That'll do it.
Okay. I have a couple of cute jock straps, but I want some prettier underwear and I don't know how to ask my wife.
Wait, ask your wife to buy them for you? Or, ask your wife if you can wear them?
Whichever one. Maybe send her some examples and be like, I would really be excited to try this out. How do you feel about it?
Ooh, or, yeah, check out... the Male Submissives account is down, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
I don't know any other... He's got the cross-dressing account.
Yeah.
Cross-dressery.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. My best... Or just buy it for yourself and then maybe, wear it for her one day and just see what she says. That might be a little bit of a quick, doesn't really give her much time to process it. However, it could be an approach.
You could ask her just, hey, how do you feel about me trying something a little more...
Well, that's what I'm saying. Find some
lacy.
examples of what you like and
you could
just
even
see what
say
she thinks.
feminine. Yeah.
Okay, I'm seeing a lot of questions where men in particular are asking how can I get my significant other to enjoy anal? How can I get my wife to do this? How
can I get my girlfriend to give me more blowjobs?
Yeah, how can I make...
You need to communicate. Hey.
There is no making someone do something. There is no getting someone to do something for you. You can be like, hey, I'd really love it if perhaps we spent more time on oral sex. For me, is that something that you would be interested in?
But also, do remember, it is nice to receive and give.
Yeah.
So, if you want your wife blowing you every day, but you want to go down on her once a week, check yourself for a moment. I think a lot of the times with men, it's like, especially when what this is telling me, and this is just from like my past experiences as a woman. But if you're thinking, how can I make my wife give me more blowjobs? You're not meeting one of her needs.
Yeah.
Because she probably doesn't want to give it to you if you're not giving something that she wants in return.
Because I love blowing the dudes that go down on me consistently. And as for the person that asked, how can I make them want anal? Approach the conversation as, hey, this is something I'd really love to explore. How can we do this in a way that would make you feel comfortable? Because I remember they said she was scared about trying it. And I totally get that.
And it really has to come from a standpoint of how she's going to feel about it. Because, like, remember, I don't know, have you ever shoved something up your ass?
Try it.
It burns.
It hurts.
So
and then it feels good if you get used to it. But
exactly. Exactly. But you need to be ready.
Honestly,
to go at her pace.
If I was someone that was like scared of anal, and then my significant other came up to me and was like, hey, I took this entire course on how to prepare for anal. I learned these tips and tricks. I, did this research, blah, 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 blah.
I bought this lube.
I got this, toy that's like a good beginner, blah, blah, blah. Would you be willing to maybe give it a go slowly and at whatever pace feels comfortable for you? Hell fucking yeah, I would do it. So something to keep in mind there.
But also just
someone asked milk or dark chocolate.
Dark. Milk chocolate is trash. Someone asked, you both work in the adult entertainment business. For the last time, no.
I was in aircraft sales, and Cammie used to do events.
So,
and
now I do
a sex podcast.
But we're not porn stars. And I don't have
but we're not.
And I have no interest to be one.
We're not porn stars.
Not that I'm against it.
No, there's nothing wrong with porn
I
stars.
have many porn star friends, and I absolutely love all of them, but it's just not for me.
Someone
also asked, do y'all have other siblings? Are you/would you be open with them about your kink poly lives?
We have 3 brothers and another sister.
We're not that close with
3
of them.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're just not that close with them because they all live apart. Now, do they know of do the older, keep in mind, 2 of our younger brothers are fairly young. So,
yeah,
we definitely don't tell them about our lives. Maybe when we're older, but not right now. One of them is 9, so he has no business knowing that.
Yeah, we're not super open with them about it.
We're not. Our other siblings that are about our age, we just don't have a lot of contact with them.
Yeah, but they do. I think they know about it.
Yeah.
Left a long-term relationship and exploring E&M. How to put myself out there again. Confidence. How to put yourself out there. Go to events. Like start finding events in your city and meet people. So whether that's, sex parties or yoga classes or sound baths or, whatever you like. Those are things I like. Whatever it is that you like, go out there and meet new people. I remember one of our friends, she started doing like a hiking club here in LA. She's met a ton of friends through that. And then I knew a guy that he joined like a rock climbing club because he really likes rock climbing, and like he met a girlfriend that he had for like a year or 2 there. So get out there, find things that you like to do, and just like join some groups. As far as confidence, look in the mirror every morning and tell yourself, I love myself, I'm a badass, and someone out there is going to see me and absolutely love me. I was going to say bad bitch, but whatever you prefer.
Yeah, I was going to say some of my favorite like affirmations for like pumping myself up is just reminding myself that, love is, I don't know, like abundant and it's out there and the right people will come into my life. Mm-hmm. But also like, I'm perfect just the way I am. Everything else is, a bonus. So.
A lot of people asking about how to find a third. That is a really tough one. We did an entire episode on it as well.
It really depends place to place. I think you really have to like get into like the Discords and
honestly sex parties.
The Reddits.
There are so many great thirds at sex parties.
Yeah.
So if you can find one out there, yeah.
Okay.
Hope y'all enjoyed this.
We have so much to do.
I need to go eat. Are you gonna cook? I guess maybe I can eat when I get back.
You want me to cook? I have to work.
Okay, well then I guess we're not eating because I have to leave.
You have to leave right now.
In 20 minutes. That's not enough time to cook.
Well, they don't need to hear all of this. Anyways,
we'll figure it out. Love you guys.
Love you guys.
If you're coming to our live show tomorrow, we'll see you in San Francisco.
We're so excited.
Very excited.
Yes, we love you and thank you for your support.
And for all the people asking if we're going to come to their city next, I heard like New Jersey, the UK,
UK, calm down. I need a budget first. Okay.
Australia. Yeah, we'd love to make it to all those cities. And hopefully someday we will. Manifesting it. Okay. Y'all have a wonderful
UK,
rest of your
I
week.
really want to go for sure. Anyways, wear condoms.
We love you. Bye.